going into this series, I believe the New York Knicks were the better team. I believe the Knicks were the healthiest they've been all season long. But the problem with Tom Thibodeau, and I will say this again, his rotation makes no sense. And you can hear it from Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley after the game. After winning the game, and they interviewed Jalen Brunson, they pretty much asked Jalen Brunson, well, what is this? What is this rotation all about? I mean, does he actually know what he's doing with his rotation? And he smiled and he says, I'm not going to say anything. I've got a joke, but I'm not going to say anything. You know, it's interesting when you think about a guy like Tom Thibodeau. The guy is a unique personality. He obviously knows no order when it comes to speaking to the press. And he loves to be passionate about what he believes in as far as defense is concerned and who and what fits when it comes to a rotation. But this rotation over the last couple of weeks, even against the Celtics, there's a lot of questions. And the point guard position, especially when McBride's not playing well, which he has played in the last, I would say, the last two series. But in the first series against Detroit, he was not playing well. And when you have guys like Wright, who's an experienced 6'5" point guard that can play the position, defend the position, why wasn't he getting any time on the basketball court? And I understand that Tom Thibodeau has his own thoughts on how he believes this team and this rotation should work throughout the playoffs. He's got a tremendous amount of talent in the lineup. But the problem is, throughout these playoffs, the Knicks have had so much problems keeping in the game. And what I mean by that is they have so much foul trouble. Go through every single game and throughout the two series that they played against Boston and now Indiana. They've had foul problems. Jalen Brunson's been having foul problem all throughout this series. Even at the end of last series, he's had foul problems. And then Karl Anthony Towns, and then Mikal Bridges, and then OG Anunoby. All these guys cannot stay out of foul trouble. And you have Mitchell Robinson, who's finally playing at the top of his game. And I love that he started Mitchell Robinson in the start of the fourth game. And the reason why is, we have been saying this, me and Speedy have been talking about this, that Mitchell Robinson fits playing with Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson in the beginning of the game. It gives them size, it gives them defense, and by the way, Mitchell Robinson could defend multiple positions, including the point guard and two guard position. The problem with Mitchell Robinson is he can't hit a free throw if his life depended on it. And that's why a lot of people say hack a Mitch. But guess what? In the beginning of the first quarter, you're not going to hack Mitchell Robinson because you don't want to get into foul trouble. And that's what he should have been doing really throughout the Boston Celtics series once he got his legs under him. And then you look at Josh Hart. Josh Hart is better off the bench. He plays better off the bench. He gives you that talent that you need coming off the bench that can rebound, assist, and score. Josh Hart is a much better shooter than people give him credit for, and he gives you automatically that offense you need off the bench. The Knicks have been really, throughout the playoffs, one of the worst off-the-bench teams in all of the NBA in the playoffs. You add Josh Hart to the mix now on the bench, you actually outscored the Indiana Pacers bench in Game 4. And when you can do that, and what the Pacers' strength is their bench. Their starting lineup is good. Nesmith he's fantastic. And obviously we can see he's a great three-point shooter. And he gives you that absolute guarantee that if he sets up and he pitches himself at that line, he's going to hit that three 9 out of 10 times. But he is not healthy. He hurt himself. He rolled his ankle. He's not going to be 100% in this game if he plays. So now the Knicks have the advantage. The Knicks are almost 100% healthy as you can be, and you have every single one of your players at the positions that you expect them to play, ready to get into the game, no matter off the bench or the starting lineup, and give you consistency. Now, if the Knicks expect to win this series, they have to beat Indiana in Game 4. They have to. Because going back home, down 3-1, the pressure is on the Knicks, not Indiana. Indiana's beaten the Knicks both times in New York, and they have no pressure on them. And if they lose in New York, they just go back to Indiana and really end the Knicks. The Knicks have one win in their history against Indiana in the playoffs, and that was the other day. That was Sunday. The Knicks were 0-9 against Indiana in the playoffs in Indiana. Now you have one win. Now, could they do it back-to-back times? Only time will tell. If the Knicks could do it against Boston with Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the championship team that they were, they could do it against this Indiana team. They got a tremendous amount of talent. They do. And Halliburton, he likes to dance around and prance around on the sidelines. We are hearing that his father is now going to be in the press box, so maybe it's good luck for the Indiana Pacers. I don't believe so. If you're a New York Knicks fan, you have to expect the Knicks to come out stronger than they have in the last couple of games. They need to score early, they need to get an early lead, and they need to make sure that they are going to play with the lead throughout this game. If they go down 10, 15 points against Indiana and they continuously keep doing this, eventually it's going to catch up to you. You don't want to see the Knicks fall in these situations. I want to see more of OG Anunoby offensively. He has been up and down in this series. I want to see him more consistent. And if he's hitting his three-point shots, you got to pitch him the ball. Jalen Brunson's got to stop playing isolation basketball. It's been a big problem. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Brunson shouldn't get his, but this isolation basketball is not going to play well against the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. You need to pitch the ball. You need to move the ball around the perimeter. You've got guys that can hit shots. Mikal Bridges, when he gets hot, he can hit shots. McBride's been very good hitting shots. Even Karl Anthony Towns, when you need him to step up in the fourth quarter, his fat ass was hitting shots. I don't want to see this isolation basketball. It never works for the Knicks. It didn't work with Carmelo Anthony, and it's definitely not going to work if Jalen Brunson believes that this team has a chance to come back in this series and beat the Indiana Pacers.